Hi, everyone. Welcome to MindSpark Learning's newest sparkPlug, how to boost climate and culture among staff and colleagues using a yes and approach.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kiki Huckabee. I'm the Senior Director of Innovative Practices at MindSpark Learning. Thanks for joining us today. I want to introduce you all to our cognitive approach to problem solving and design. The graphic that you see on this slide is how we plan all of our professional learning experiences, whether we're virtual or in person. And you can see the first step, and what we always start with, is disruption. And we know that people learn best when they are outside of their comfort zone, when they are disrupted. That's when they are most innovative and most creative. And so currently, right now, you are disrupted, right? In the current climate that we're in, you're having to think how you virtually or remote teach and having to face new challenges that you've never faced before. And so I just encourage you during this time to use this as an opportunity to think about how you can be innovative and creative in order to best meet students' needs. There are always inequities that exist in education, and right now we're having to face them now more than ever before. And so use this time as an opportunity to think about how you can address students' needs so that when we go back into our physical spaces, those inequities no longer exist.
Whoa, 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 Kiki. Yes, I think that addressing innovation is extremely important, but with all due respect, you got to understand that you have no idea what I'm going through in these last couple of weeks. Not only do I feel disrupted, but now as I'm trying to best serve my students, I'm in my own house. I don't have access to the things that I used to just a couple months ago. So, yes, I enjoy innovation, but you don't know what I'm going through.
Absolutely, Andy. I think educators across the globe are facing many different constraints, challenges, accessibility issues, tech issues. And so we're all in this in different ways. What's great, however, is that we're all in this together and we can use this time to collaborate with one another and hopefully solve some of those problems.
Yes, I understand that we might be all in this together, but you got to understand when people send me so many resources, my inbox gets completely flooded. I have no idea where to even start.
Absolutely. So, as you can see, Andy and I traditionally don't talk to each other like this. But what we wanted to simulate is this game called Yes and Yes But. And what we just showed you is the Yes But version. So, even though Andy started with yes, which seems like he's agreeing, when it's followed by a but, it actually stifles creativity and prohibits us from being solution oriented. We all have these constraints and these challenges right now. We all want to say that but. It's so easy. But I encourage you right now to start with that yes and mentality because that's actually what allows us to be creative. And that's what allows us to have this positive mindset, even through a time that's very unknown and disrupting. And so, even though Andy said yes, when it's followed by a but, it doesn't feel very good, right? And it doesn't help us be solution oriented. So now we're going to flip the script. We're going to do the opposite. We are going to play yes and, which looks very different. Everything that I say now, Andy is going to respond with yes and. So I'm going to start with my first sentiment, which was that right now we're all disrupted. We're having to do things that we've never done before. But I encourage you to use this time to be innovative, to be creative, to think through how you can best meet students' needs. Inequities have always existed in education, and now we're having to deal with them in many different ways. But I encourage you to think about how you can meet students' needs so that when we go back to our physical spaces together, hopefully some of those inequities no longer exist.
Yes, and as we are positioned to best serve our students, I also think that we can best serve our parents. They are now in uncharted territories, and we have a duty and responsibility to make sure that our parents know that we are in their corner.
Absolutely. I think we have a unique position at MindSpark Learning because we are all working from home. We are all former educators, and many of us have children at home. And so we can use our own experiences to think through how we can not only best support educators and students, but also their families during this time.
Yes, absolutely. And I think one way we can do that tangibly is sifting through all of those resources and delivering those resources to parents in a very concise and easily understandable way so that we can cut down on time management for them and make sure that they know that MindSpark Learning is with them as they sift through this uncharted and uncertain new time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Andy. So as you can see, when we had this yes and mentality, we were solution oriented, we were collaborating, we were actually moving forward and thinking through how we can figure this out together. Very different than when we looked at this from the yes, but mentality. So I just encourage you during this time, think about how you can be that yes and person. All innovative businesses and organizations have existed because they're meeting a human need. And right now, your students need you. So think about how you can meet their needs in innovative and creative ways that you have never thought of. Use this time of being outside of your comfort zone to fuel that creativity.
Yes. And one of the biggest points that we want to drive home in this spark plug is that a yes but mentality only perpetuates disparities amongst students. That is because a yes but mentality demonstrates that there are some opinions that matter and that there are some opinions that will be negated by a yes but mentality. This has been seen throughout the dawn of civilization, especially in education systems in the United States, where there are some students that attempt to make a contribution to their education and have been consistently and persistently told that their opinions do not matter. Thus, we should change it to a yes and mentality to use a communal approach to solid education delivery.
So we want to hear from you as you practice the simulation, this game with students, staff, colleagues, whoever it may be. Tell us your story. Tell us how mindset and language transforms your organizations. We want to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you all soon.